But in terms of the development of the LP gas business, there's no doubt that not just Asia, but in other parts of the world, there's a lot of countries that are still relying heavily on solid fuel for their primary fuel. And one of our goals is to try and take people away from solid fuel and bring them into the modern world and give them access to modern energy. And LP gas is a phenomenally good fuel for that. It's very mobile. The infrastructure is very much in place in most countries. It's quite affordable in most instances. One of the challenges we have is to look at business models that allow people who live in areas remote, in rural areas, allow them to try and get access to this fuel in imaginative ways. And one of the ideas that was presented to us back in 2002 now at one of our forums was from Hindustan Petroleum, and they launched an initiative called the Community Kitchen. And this was a fantastic idea. They actually presented a video at the conference, and at the end of the video everybody just sat back and said, wow. It's basically designed to bring LP gas into a rural village, which currently is relying heavily on solid fuel. And if you could imagine a village of 200 people, 40 families, 40 housewives who have to get up every morning and walk away from the village to collect the wood and chop the trees down and bring the wood back into the village by lunchtime. Half their day has already gone. They've just been out doing an activity which is often dangerous. It's tedious. It's often in the scorching heat. So it has a major impact on their lives. Then they light the stove at lunchtime and cook the lunch, and that stove continues to burn throughout the evening when they cook their evening meal. So smoke, local air quality in their kitchen is terrible, and it has a massive impact on their health. The trees get further away from the village, deforestation problems. The economy of the village is reliant on basically that as a primary energy. So the community kitchen is a concept where instead of these women going out collecting wood, there is a small, very rudimentary hut in the center of the village, which it has cylinders, gas cylinders, and maybe 4 or 6 hot plates inside the hut. The facility is operated by the head of the village. He will buy cylinders from the supplier, so the supplier only has one account to deal with. The head of the village, in turn, will then deal with 40 of his customers, and these are women who will pay for that facility with a few rupees per hour. But what it means is it frees up their whole morning, and they can do more meaningful things such as look after their children, and maybe do some more useful economic activity, which in turn will increase their ability to spend money on primary fuel. So what they're now seeing is in India, which is where this concept started, these community kitchens are now starting to be disbanded because the people who were using them have actually built up their disposable income levels to a point where they can actually now go out and buy their hot plates.